Hey everyone. So now we're going to talk about how to invite to a class. And this is going to depend on a couple of things. But the core of inviting really begins with connecting with people authentically and sincerely. Okay. No matter what that authenticity might be. In the very beginning, your sincerity might be, I have discovered these amazing essential oils and I have decided to share this with friends and family. Would you like to come and join me? That's really authentic, guys. There's nothing fake about it, there's nothing icky about it. You're talking to your friends or family about your new adventure in two different things. Number one, you are loving the essential oils, you are starting to use them, you are starting to get benefit from their um, the health applications and emotional applications of them, and you just want to share it with other people. And that's pretty authentic, in my opinion. So you want to make sure that when you are inviting somebody, you refer them directly by name. You're picking up the phone and you're calling them, or, today we deal with a ton of millennials that love text, that love that instant message, Facebook message. They're all using direct message, private message, and text. So it really depends on who your crowd is and who you're talking to. If you're calling your grandma or your mother, I would get on the phone. If you're calling your best friend, I'd get on the phone. If you're reaching out to somebody through Facebook, maybe you don't even have their phone number, but everyone has Messenger. And when you send them a message, it actually asks them to join Facebook Messenger if they don't have it. Okay. So make sure you refer to them by name. If there's something going on, maybe you haven't talked to them in a little bit, you do need to not be creepy and just jump right into it and talk about inviting to a party. You need to ask them how they're doing. And maybe once you open up that door again and you haven't talked to somebody for a while, you probably need to work on that relationship first before you start talking to them about essential oils. It really just depends on how well you know them, how you know them, and how long it's been since you've talked to them. Okay, so you are going to be the judge of that. But when you are asking them to join you, you really want to make sure, that you connect with them and that you already know them somehow or some way. Because if you don't, things get a little weird and gross, and people just don't like that conversation. But somebody you can say something to the effect of, hey, how are you? How's your family? Or how's your husband doing? I saw that blah, blah, blah. He's got promoted and you guys are buying a house. That's so amazing. And then you can just kind of catch up that way. So if you are talking to somebody brand new, then you would say something about, like, you would ask them about them. People like to talk about themselves. And so if you can just open up that doorway and ask how they're doing, ask about their family, ask what they're doing, how many kids they have, you really start to open up that door. People love to talk about themselves. And so this is a great way to find out what they're excited about, what they're interested about, and maybe you can start paying attention to some solutions that you have already in your arsenal with what you know about essential oils. Okay. So then you can go on by saying, hey, it seems like so many people are into natural solutions these days. It seems more and more important to eat better, exercise more, get quality sleep, and get rid of toxic products in their home. And I just want to share these amazing products with you. Or you can say something to the effect of, essential oils are rocking my world. I changed all my cleaning products at home with doTERRA. I just can't keep this to myself. you've got to check this out. So it really just depends on what kind of a relationship you have with them to how open you are. I would say be as honest and real as you possibly can. There are a ton of scripts available. There are scripts in the launch business guide that are available, and you can watch interactions on YouTube. But bottom line is, guys, be authentic. Have a real conversation with them. Don't be creepy and weird, and just tell them what you're doing. You know, once that the conversation turns a little bit and there's an opening for you to have a discussion about what you're doing, then you can invite them to a class and, you know, just really have that conversation of just saying, I've been learning about essential oils. They're making a huge difference for me and my family. We use them for everything: sleep, more energy, immune boosting, non-toxic cleaning. You name it, there's an oil for it. I know at your house you struggle with your children sleeping, or I know at your house you struggle with your husband snoring, or I know at your house you've been dealing with, you know, whatever they're posting about that they're having problems about, or that you've built that relationship that you know about, and I've thought about you, okay? I'm teaching a short help workshop, and I'd love for you to come. It's at my house Thursday, 7 p.m. if you're available. If not, we can get together one-on-one and I can go over all these amazing products with you. Is that something that you're interested in? So that's a really nice way to just kind of lead in with, you know, what's happening in your world, right? Those amazing essential oils, and how you want to get that out and share that with other people. Let's say you're starting a webinar. I love webinars. I know you said you were interested in getting better sleep. I sent you access to a webinar about stress reduction and sleep with essential oils. Would you be willing to watch it? You know, that's a pretty easy way to have a conversation with somebody. Let's say that you want to invite somebody to a one-on-one. Maybe not, it's just a class. Maybe it's a one-on-one. Hi, Susie. Do you have a second? Great. I just have a second myself, but I'm calling my health-conscious friends and setting up 30-minute visits to go over their health goals. Suggest a few cool tips using essential oils and other natural products, and then show the most popular options. If you end up finding things you want to try for you or your family, that's great. If not, that's totally okay too. Is that something that you're open to exploring? If they say yes, you can say, great. Is tomorrow at 1 or Thursday evening at 7 better for you? And you guys can work out that about their schedule and your schedule and which one works for you. So, you know, if you're inviting for a class, or you're inviting on a one-on-one, or if you're inviting on a webinar, a couple of things that you just want to keep in mind. Know what your availability is, right? So when you start doing this, you need a calendar out if you're picking up the phone and calling people, because they might have answers for you. And that would be amazing, because that's what your goal is. If you be authentic, let them know how amazing the essential oil experience that you're having is, and see if they're willing to learn about it themselves. Okay, just be natural about this. Nobody wants to be the creepy cold caller salesperson. I would say that there's a couple of tips. Be very clear on what you're inviting them to, okay? So if it's a class, if it's a one-on-one or a webinar, just be very clear about that. Let them know the value of investing their time, okay? People always want to know what benefits they get out of it themselves, right? Not really what benefit it's going to give you, but what are they going to get out of it? Give two options, whether or not you give them a class or a one-on-one, and you want to give them two options with the times as well. And then just try to strengthen the relationships, build some trust with a lot of interactions, and keep your word. If you say you're going to do something, then do it. You're building integrity, you're building a business, and you want people to trust you that when you say something, you're going to honor it. So that's it for inviting to a class. Good luck. I would say start with people that you know and trust, that it's not going to be too overwhelming when they say no or yes, or troubleshoot with them and see, maybe you can you know, create a couple of practice rounds before you get started calling people. There are some text blitz out there that are available as well. There's some really neat ideas when it comes to texting people or Facebook messaging. The one thing that I would say, if you're going to use that method, make sure you stay personal, okay? One of the things that people really like to see is that you've taken the time to put their name in it, that you've asked them something about themselves. Maybe it's just not this blast of somebody you haven't talked to in 10 years, but that you're actually having conversations with them first. Get on social media, guys. This is where, if you're going to start using your contact list from social media and Facebook, then you probably want to get on there and start interacting with people, so you can see what's happening in their world. You kind of know, hey, they just got married, or they had a kid, or something of that nature. So you are up to date with what's happening in their world. Okay, so the whole thing about this is really just developing relationships, and how you can do that the most authentically is really care about what people have going on in their lives, and in turn it's going to build some trust. And then when you start opening up about what you need, or what class you have, then they're more apt to say yes to that. Okay, so good luck inviting.